Summer Games Fest is a wrap. I hope everyone enjoyed it, I know I did. There were a few nice announcements, mostly from the Xbox side of things to be fair, but I got to see glimpses of day one purchases for me, namely Monster Hunter Wilds and Doom the Dark Ages. That shield is just too sick. But one thing I didn't expect was for Valorant to get a console port announcement, and obviously that means trophies for the PlayStation release. At first I was going to make a video speculating on what they could be, but they've gone and released the full list. I guess because the beta is due out in a couple of days. By the time this video comes out, I might even be playing it on PS5. The list is a 100% and no platinum, which is disappointing, don't get me wrong. But hey, at least they exist and they look fun to earn. For anyone who doesn't know, Valorant is a team-based FPS on the PC, focusing on 5v5 competitive play. It's quite grounded, like Counter-Strike. Everyone has the same weapons available to them, which you buy at the start of the round. Your unique characters have their own abilities, however, which can really mix things up, with all sorts of different abilities focusing on support, attack and defense. I'm so curious to see how it plays on console in comparison to PC. Some of the wrist movements I have to pull on the PC could lead to injury. I imagine using a controller will be a bit more relaxed. A mouse is going to have more control in any situation, but I've always enjoyed console shooters. Most recently, Splitgate has been a fun distraction. I do have concerns though, which pretty much sums up to smurfing and people using keyboard and mouse in a console environment. Both of these problems I encountered when playing Rainbow Six Siege often, another tactical competitive 5v5 game. These problems eventually ruined the experience for me and led to me and my friends dropping the game altogether. And Valorant could be the same, at least the smurfing is a huge problem. When a player intentionally lowers their rank so they can match against people of a lower skill level to, I don't know, stroke their ego or help boost their friends. There's many different reasons. I can see from the FAQ on the website that accounts will be linked between console and PC. I assume this means your rank as well, which is a bit weird that it won't be separate, unless I'm misunderstanding and more info comes out later. But the trophies then? They look, well, pretty standard to be honest. They do cover just about everything that makes Valorant fun. Most of them look like there'll be a grind and will take a while, which is a good thing in my book to be honest. You've got 1000 headshots, pretty self-explanatory. Dealing 500,000 damage, I think this one will be one of the longest. Players have 100 health and up to 50 shield, so that's going to be at least 3000 kills and assists. Then you've got using your abilities 4,000 times, another grind as you only get about 5 uses per round perhaps. Ultimates, using them 300 times, not so bad. Even without kills, you should get 1 ultimate per game. Ultimates cost pips, so the more kills you get, the quicker you get to use it. There's other ways to build it up, like defusing the spike after it's planted. Now here's some more interesting ones. Flawless, winning a round where no teammate dies, which happens more often than you'd think. Earning a clutch, quite often it's going to be 1v1 or 2v1 at the end and you have to come out on top. Doable, but can be stressful.
One enemy remaining. Clutch.
Some things you just can't teach.
But thankfully you only need to do it the once. Wallbang kills are fun to get, especially with the heavier caliber weapons like the Operator, the Vandal and the Odin. 10 of these is pretty generous and shouldn't be a problem. Thrifty, not entirely sure what this is when it pops up in my games, but I think it's when your team has less money than the opposing team. You take a save round, you buy the minimal amount, and the other team are fully kitted out, and your team wins the round, so you're against the odds. Not really something you can aim for or boost, but I think it will come along naturally at some point. And getting an ace, my favourite, and I think one of the hardest trophies in this list. 5 kills in a round.
Matt, don't let her die.
What do you mean no? Take this! Here we go! That's one enemy remaining.
Die, no.
Defenders win.
Jesus Christ.
Made me care.
Okay.
The whole team. Now there are 2 characters who can resurrect. Sage can res others and Clove can res themselves, which means you could potentially get 7 kills in a round and it would count. Ultimates are fantastic for quick and big kills, but really it's going to be a combination of timing, skill and luck. On PC, if you get 4 kills, the team will generally encourage you to find the 5th or an ace, which is nice. And if someone accidentally kills the 5th, they usually apologise. And lastly, successfully defusing the spike with 1 second to spare. Attackers plant the spike, defenders must defuse it, that's the nature of Valorant. I'm really going to have to look at timings with this one. It might be something you can influence if you're able to start a stopwatch or track time as soon as the spike goes down. You can kind of play it by ear as well, and I'm certain I've done this on the PC. It does seem like the worst trophy here, and I can probably see myself losing a few rounds going for it. Overall though, I am happy with the list. I love multiplayer that I enjoy, with trophies that last a while. I feel like it gives me a reason to stick with them, like the multiple battlefields where you have to reach level 50, or Resistance 2's 10,000 kills, that kind of thing. Multiplayer trophies tend to be on the rarer side as well, which is always nice. I know the game pretty well, and I can only hope I get into the beta to make a start on these trophies. I'm not gonna lie, I will be kind of gutted if they auto-pop, because the accounts are linked. I've definitely met all of these requirements on the PC version, so I do wonder. Regardless, I'll be checking it out and letting you know how it plays on PS5. I hope you enjoyed this insight into a PlayStation trophy hunter who plays way too much Valorant on PC. Please subscribe if you enjoyed, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.